Well, here I am. It's only 5:41, but it looks like it's freaking midnight. We got a Dodge Dart here. It looks like it's freaking midnight because it's, fall. So I'm at the Charger. Now, what's interesting, there's a bunch of BZ4Xs, Toyota BZ4Xs. There's like a bunch of them behind me. And they're waiting to charge. Look, this guy's got a Kona. Yeah, there's a bunch of BZ4Xs behind me trying to charge. And I should be about done. I would say it's probably at about 90%. Yeah, come on. I would say it's probably at about 90 to 95% since I took my sweet time getting my groceries. And I'm almost done. So I have noticed, man, Toyota's selling a ton of those cars. Toyota's got so many of those damn cars that it's like these guys are everywhere. These BZ4Xs and these Nissan Arias. So the thing about it is I have only 1 year after January. I have 1 year left of free charging. And I've noticed that a lot of these companies, they're not giving out charging credits anymore. So what they're trying to do instead is they're trying to get everybody to have the charger installed at their house as their main incentive. And I guess that's a good thing because, to tell you the truth, they really need to figure out ways to get more of these people charging off of the charger sites. You know, I could make it work for myself. Either I'll go early or I'll go late. But seeing all these damn things, you know, that just lets me know they're selling a lot of these cars. You know, and also if you come from Long Island, you know, there's not a whole lot of chargers yet. Now, EVgo was given $1 billion to build more chargers. Hopefully, EVgo figures out how to spend $1 billion better than Kamala Harris. We'll hope. Look at this. This black one, a white BZ4X. Look at this. This is the lineup tonight. We got a Bolt, another BZ4X. I think that's another BZ4X. Yet another BZ4. There's so many of these goddamn BZ4Xs. The guy next to me has a Honda Prologue. Yeah, so they'll be waiting. Hey, look at this guy right here. He's got like probably a Borlo or a Corsa exhaust on his Jeep. I considered doing that to mine, maybe in the future. Maybe a Borla Attack. The whole back of his shit, it keeps rocking. Like, I don't know if you can see it. It's like vibrating so much. Hey, whoa, okay. Come on, let's go. Come on. What the fuck are you doing? I'm letting you, never mind. Some of these people are stupid. I was trying to get them to go. Oh, well. So here I am at the Charger, and look at what I see. There's a VinFast here. That's something new. I haven't seen any VinFasts up until now. So, that's really, really interesting, actually. So, there's nobody behind me. I just wait in a couple of minutes. I got this guy with this BMW i3. But look at this. It's a VinFast. See, that's the interesting thing about the EV chargers. It's like you pretty much get to see all of the new electric vehicles as they appear because there's no, I mean, you know, it's a captive audience. There's nowhere else these people could go. So I'm looking in there, and it looks like they have like a really big Tesla screen. I'm pretty sure there's a VinFast dealer somewhere. pretty sure they have like a big Tesla screen. And it's a little car. It's not a very big car. And it's funny because one thing I've been noticing, the majority of these cars, they look alike. You know? Like, they all look alike. So, and then you got this Mercedes EQS SUV. Then you got this Bolt EV and then this Kona. I see those more than enough. So they got a 60%, 19%. Huh? Okay. But this VinFast is actually pretty interesting. That's an interesting car. I haven't actually been in one of those. This is the VF8. I haven't actually been in one of those. Maybe I get a chance to get in one of them sooner or later. Yeah, but it's a little rainy out here. It's not too cold. It's about 60-something degrees, maybe 50, because it, the water makes it feel cooler than it actually is. But yeah, I want to see the front of this thing. I don't want to walk too close to anybody's car because I don't want them thinking, I'm trying to rob them or some shit. So, just gonna pop around. Yeah, somebody knocked the sign down. They could have done something about the signs. Oh, okay, so that's the front of this thing. Somebody knocked the signs down. What the fuck? Or are they putting the signs up? I don't know. It's like somebody knocked the signs down. Hello. Hey. It's like somebody knocked the signs down. The signs. Somebody knocked the signs down.
What was the sign for?
It just says EV charging. Like that one. Yeah, like that sign.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking around. Like last time I came here,
What?
that cable, there was a second cable there, there's a second cable here. This time, no, nothing.
There is still cable, but this one is broken.
Well, yeah, but I don't understand. And then I think that one was having problems. The Kylie charger, I think they were having problems there too. It's very strange.
What is Cadillac charger?
The third charger. At one point it wasn't working, and then I think they must have fixed it, and then it was working. But I tried plugging into this one, and that one wasn't working. So it's like whatever.
So supposedly you could park on the other side, you mean?
Yeah. Some people would park right here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal because I wasn't really in a rush, but I was just shocked because I came here. It looked like the place was a mess. Yeah.
No idea. This is like my first time here.
Oh, your first time?
Yeah.
How's it going so far? But it's charging, right?
Yes, it is. Yes,
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, as long as it's working.
Because I go with, over there at Electrify America.
Yeah.
Too many cars always.
Yeah.
How do I know how much I paid?
How do you know how much you paid?
I mean, how much is it now?
It's at, let me see. It's at 62%.
Do I get
And
a price now? How do I know?
okay. Do you have free charging credits? Because I noticed it says course is currently unavailable. It may wait until you're finished and then charge you. But you see how it says cost
here?
unavailable? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much where it's going to tell you how much you're paying.
That should be right. Okay.
It's going to tell you right there. So if you have free charging credits, it's going to stay as cost unavailable. But if you are paying with a credit card, then it'll tell you right there.
Oh,
Okay? All right. You're welcome. Yeah. It's a big mess. All right. This is nice. It's a nice car. Interesting. I got this BMW i3 right here. I didn't know anybody still bought those, but chances are, he's had it for a while. He probably paid it off. Yeah, so I'm second. I think when I am charging, I'm going to go into Target. I don't really have to get much because it's not the weekend yet, so I have everything I pretty much need. But I may go in there, see what's going on in Target, see if they got anything cool. All right, so the VinFast is leaving. Interesting. It's the first time I've ever seen one of these in real life. But supposedly there's supposed to be a lot of Chinese cars coming soon. But, you know, Trump claims that he's going to put tariffs on all of them. So I don't know what that's going to look like. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Oh, snap. Wait a minute. This lady, she plugged her car in to the side of this plug that I know actually doesn't work. So that's going to be a problem. Or at least, I don't know. That socket didn't work for me when I tried plugging it in. So that person right there with that Toyota, I hope both of those plugs work. But yeah, hopefully they both work. Oh, look at this lady. It's like, hey, what's up? Miss 7 feet tall over here. Oh, I don't think she's 7 feet tall. She's more like 6 or something. But yeah, I tried plugging into that shit. It didn't work. But hopefully they both work, because this way you get more people charged and out of here. Yeah, but I'm next. I'm thinking that I'll probably end up in my favorite spot. I'll probably be right over here with where that bolt is or where that Kona is. But I just thought about the fact that I'm going to go into Target. I got to get some eggs because I don't have any eggs. And I might get a couple other little things because there's a couple of things I'm running out of at home and whatnot. So all's good. It looks like I was right. The Kona is leaving and I'm getting my favorite spot. And there's nobody behind me, interestingly enough, so I guess nobody else has got here to want to charge their car. So besides, it is kind of the evening. It's like 4:35 now. So I'm going to get over there, plug in, and I'm going to get right into Target as soon as this lady pulls out. So, and I'm glad that I'm over there because I always like being either far to the right or far to the left. Because this way, you know, I don't like being sandwiched in the middle. But, you know, it is what it is. So things work out so far. For anybody who's new to this channel, basically I have 2 years free of charging. And so far I'm in my first year. So basically I drive this car 1,000 miles every single month. And I don't pay to use it. So it's almost like having free gas. So far I'm enjoying the car. So basically the trick is, yeah, you pull over as far as you can away from this other guy, and then you just plug in. Look at this guy, he's reading. And then you just plug in, and when you do, you're nice and far away from them. So this way there's plenty of space. And oh, I forgot to take the lid off. A little stupid plastic lid. And just plug that right in there. And oh, you know what? Sometimes you have to actually plug it in twice because, see, I have a blue light on my hood, and that blue light tells you when the car has noticed that it's charging. Oh, look, that guy over there has a LYRIQ too. That guy going into that luxury apartment building, he has one. We have like the most distinguishable light pattern that there is on our cars. Yeah, so once you plug in, all you got to do is just wait for the beep, and that's when you know it's charging. And then I can go into Target. All right, so let's see. This guy's got the EQS. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He has an EQE 450. Yeah, I thought that was an EQS at first. I waited. I was at 20% state of charge because I ended up having to take drives and stuff that, you know, normally I would have charged this thing as soon as it dropped below 150. But in this case, it's like I found myself waiting a little bit longer. So now I'm going to run into Target, see what they got in there for sale. So when it flashes yellow, that means it's doing what?
He said, do what now? He said, for some reason, well, what about the other side, sir? That's okay. I'm going to go through when it works.
Well, it's flashing yellow. What does that mean?
I don't know, because it was flashing.
Try reconnecting because they reset it, right? Try reconnecting because I know your side. Yeah, look, it says okay, so it says processing. Try reconnecting your side. You have auto charge, right?
Yeah, but
because from what I know, this side works. Absolutely, this side works.
Because it said I had an hour and something left, and then it just shut off. It said check cable.
Check cable.
Now it says charging complete. Charging's not complete. That's Rebecca.
Unplug it.
Savannah.
Unplug it, go on the app and tell it that you want to charge. And yeah, I'm trying to help them out and see what's going on here because I know this one will. Oh, but she just pulled her BZ4X into the fast charger, so she's good anyway. So I'm helpful Harry. I like to help the ladies. The Keishas need help. They need all the help they can get after that Donald Trump victory. So anyway, let's see if we can get this going. She's Savannah, for whatever reason, was giving her errors, so she's pulling into Rebecca, the Rebecca charger, and hopefully the Rebecca charger works. So I just want to see them make sure it charges and all that, and then I'm out of here. Yeah, it should work. But fortunately, that BZ4X is on the fast charger because nobody wants to wait behind those things. I've told you about the BZ4X. It takes a long time. It takes a long time to charge. My car charges pretty fast because it charges at like 168 kilowatts or something. So that takes about 30 to 40 minutes. Yeah, that one should work fine. How many miles does this get?
Like 2 something. It's the old one.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, let's go.
It'd be helpful if I unlock the thing.
Yeah. You have to unlock the car to unlock that panel? Ah. Oh, okay.
Watch them work. It's going to work for me. I have a feeling.
It probably will.
You probably fixed it for them. Oh, it has music on here. That's a new one.
His is kind of like, his is a sister car to mine. Do you have to go on the app and tell it that you...
No, I usually...
You just auto charge,
right?
right?
Do whatever.
Oh, you got a card.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know what you guys do. I usually just swing it. So you guys
Have you registered your car into auto charge?
No.
You should do that on the app, so this way it'll recognize the car. It'll just automatic. All you gotta do is just plug it in. It'll automatically just go.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I'll show you how to. It's on the app. I'll show you. Yeah. You can try the B, but you might want to try the A because the B one gave me a problem when I first got here. Yeah, they were saying B was giving a problem, and then they were just trying to use it. They had a problem with A and B, and then they had the guy reset it. So we're... Yeah, sometimes those can be a little funny sometimes.
I don't need any of this. I just need to go back. Go back. Why is this so difficult right here? It doesn't scan me?
Well, your blue light's ready, huh? Don't you have to stick it in? The bottom? You know what I'm thinking? All right, yeah, I think yours is good. The blue light's on. I was just waiting to hear it beep. How you liking this so far? So far, so good?
I mean, the charge time ain't too bad, and the all the reviews and stuff they give you help the price be pretty good.
Yeah.
My thing is the portable charger Honda gave me doesn't really work that well.
Portable, is it a level 2?
Yeah, it just don't. It has problems.
Oh, yeah?
Probably stuff you would
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, if you do plan on getting another charger, Electron is pretty good. I have the LYRIQ, which is basically a sister car, and I got Electron. I have their Tesla adapter, and I have the portable, and I have the one in the house. Yeah, I'm just here because I get the free charge credits for the time, you know.
Yeah,
That's the thing. I left my Tesla step at home.
Oh.
Me too.
But you should keep that in the trunk.
I had to load stuff in the other day. Yeah,
Oh.
that's totally.
What is yours saying?
Oh no, she's being plugged into Rebecca's. It's China.
It's good. Well,
Yeah, so section 2 I plugged in.
I thought she was just for free charging.
exactly. How much free charge time did they give you?
It's April for 1 year.
1 year. Okay.
I know Cadillac, they said 2 years. I didn't know
Mine is
that.
2 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, please unplug me for 18 seconds.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. I'm not using my house
I
until the
was
third
using my
year.
house, and then I said, you know what? It don't make sense.
Yeah, I ain't using my house. If it's free, I'm getting this.
Right, exactly.
I'll wait. It's like I'll wait. I'll wait on. That's the first time.
I had a Cadillac, but I was in a car accident with it.
A Lyric,
Not a no. I had the regular automatic.
the ELR. Wait, it was an electric car.
No,
Oh,
it wasn't electric.
oh.
Yeah, but I didn't. When I was here charging, I saw one of the Cadillacs, and I love it. The electric. He said 2 years too.
Oh,
I
yeah?
said I may transfer it.
Yeah, it keeps doing air and
Oh,
unplug.
unplug that one.
It keeps doing the same
Now,
thing.
here's the thing. Push close. Unplug it though.
I did. I'm doing it 10 seconds like you told me.
So, what you? Before we go there, this is Rebecca, right? Let's try the B side, the right side. Let me stretch it over. Let's see what happens. And then it'll
Well,
tell you.
I
The countdown. Yeah. Okay, it says the charger's preparing.
Let's see what they say.
All right. Wait until it tells
It says plug in on the screen of us.
you.
Okay,
Oh,
okay. I know what you're
I
saying,
was
but-
waiting for that one, but
Okay,
okay,
which
go
one?
ahead, plug it in.
Okay. Oh, free cook.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little finicky. Yeah, now you heard the first
I
lock.
heard that, so let's see. Because this one's still spinning.
We got the second. Okay. Matching voltage. Okay, there you go. It's charging.
Well,
Look.
well.
There you go. Now, what I was telling you was right here.
Yes.
Okay. After it gets rid of it, there
Oh,
you go.
mining. Mhm.
All right, right here. Go to vehicle auto charge and add your vehicle there. So this way, when you plug it in, you don't got to do that whole thing with the car and all that. You just plug it right in.
That's-
There you go.
Boom. What's your name?
John.
Thank you. John?
John.
That's a great name.
Uh-huh.
No, on my mother's side, everyone's named John.
It's a common
Like, literally.
name.
No. My grandfather, my uncle, my cousin, my other cousin, my aunt, John Nana, John and it's John.
My uncle, his son, a couple other people.
So you understand that world.
Yeah, it's a real common name. People aren't very. There's no imagination anymore. Okay. All right. Headed to Target. All right. Yeah. See. I enjoy the social experiment of being at the vehicle charger, and I know most people probably can't understand that. But now that I've gone EV, I just can't see going back to gas. I can't see it. This is like so much more interesting. It's like a social experiment, basically. So here's the thing. As you can see, you remember those headphones that I did a review on that I got? I bought the headphones. These things obviously have a microphone and speaker. Everybody who I've talked to on them says that I come in crystal clear. So, I'm going to be using these, listen to some music, or listen to my talk shows, since I'm still enjoying listening to the Democrats complain about how they got their asses whipped, or just listen to music and test the passive noise canceling of these things. So, yeah. But I got to get some eggs. I got to basically get some baking stuff. So there's plenty of carts. I think Target has more carts than it actually has shoppers. This store ain't got shit in it. It's better to shop at Walmart. Walmart has fewer carts than they have shoppers. It's the exact opposite. Yeah. All right, so let's get the shopping on the road. It was just dumb. So here I am. I just came. I don't need any power. My car is fully charged, but I came because I just wanted to see how many people were here at this charging station. And that looks like a Porsche Taycan. Yeah, I think that's a Porsche Taycan. And it looks like this Kia Niro can't charge right there. So there's other people right here. There's a couple other people with LYRIQs. It's a Mercedes EQS. There's a black LYRIQ, red LYRIQ. Then there's another black LYRIQ over there. So yeah, I don't need to charge because I can charge at home. And I just figured after I left the theater, it's like I just wanted to take a look and see what was happening out here. But it looks like nothing's happening, so I'm getting out of here. But yeah, it's like that movie sucked. Well, no, I hate to say that because it had some good aspects, like it was just bigger and it was grander and everything. But to tell you the God's honest truth, the movie sucked. Like, I hate to say that because, they put so much energy and they put so much work into it. But goddamn, the movie still, everything was preposterous. It was, so preposterous. Like, the whole plot of the film, and I'm not going to give away spoilers, but the whole, that's why he died. He must, you know what? I think that, I don't know if he's putting the guy on the flatbed or if he's putting him here to charge. No, chances are he's taking him away, I guess. I guess maybe he was having a problem charging. All right, so right now it's actually 4:21, and I'm here at the EVgo charger. This morning I got up at about, I was up at about 3 o'clock, and I have trouble sleeping early because I tend to go to bed a little bit early. So what ends up happening is I wake up early. So I had a full night's sleep, and then I wake up at 3 o'clock, or sometimes 4, sometimes 5. And I was like, you know what? Let me go charge my car. I want to go charge my car right now and get it prepared for the week. So the lines here have been absolutely ridiculous. This is like the only charger in like a 10-mile radius. The only other chargers you can find are in Connecticut or New Jersey or deeper into Long Island, where you'd have to drive like maybe 30 or 40 miles away from my house to get to them. This charger is 4 miles away from my house. The last charger that they had was at Carmen's Road in Massapequa. That was about 10 miles away from my house. So once they put this charger in May, I was actually quite happy. Unfortunately, when they put this charger in, they deactivated the charger in Carmen Road, which only had 2 of those 100 kilowatt machines. This station has 2 100 kilowatt machines, and it has this one 350 kilowatt machine that's able to service 2 vehicles at the same time. Those 2 100 kilowatt machines are able to service 2 vehicles at a time each. Lately, one or both of those plugs have been malfunctioning. So sometimes you're only able to service about 4 vehicles, wherein you're supposed to be able to service 6. So, long story short, I think they're going to have issues when winter rolls around and you start having ice and snow. Because for the last couple of, I'll say the last week or two, I've been seeing the line going way back towards Target back there. And you're having like maybe 10, maybe 11, 12 people online waiting to use these chargers. And as you know, it takes about 30 to 40 minutes per car. So the line doesn't move extremely quickly. So my thing is, it's like going forward, EVgo, first of all, they need to obviously expand. The government gave them $1 billion in loans to expand. But the other issue that I see is the inequity of the chargers. Like these 2 chargers over here are 100 kilowatts. Meanwhile, this one's a 350 kilowatt. The guy who was just here had a he had a Toyota BZ4X. Those cars charge slow. The BZ4X And here comes another one. There's another BZ4X. That seems to be a very, very popular seller right now because Toyota sell you that damn thing for like $300 a month or less. But anyway, the problem that I see is the inequity of the chargers. Everybody wants to use the fast charger that's 350 kilowatts, but the thing about it is that charger only really charges up to about 190 kilowatts. I've never seen it go beyond 200 ever. I've watched other people use it. I've never seen this charger go beyond 200 kilowatts. Those smaller ones that are 100 kilowatts, they typically charge somewhere between 50 and about, I've never actually really seen those go beyond 150. But the reality is everybody wants to use this one. This BZ4X is just, he pulled up behind me waiting. He shouldn't be waiting right here because other people have to pull out. Tesla, to their credit, they got it completely right. First of all of their cars are standardized. They all back in, they all charge with the port on the exact same side. On top of that, what Tesla also understood was that while you're sitting in the car waiting for the thing to charge, that you're going to need entertainment. So for the most part, they have a television, or I should say they have a monitor right here that's able to watch, TV. And then in the back, in the new cars, they have a second monitor where you're able to watch like YouTube, Hulu, or something. So they give you something to do. Most of these other cars, they don't do stuff like that. So what ends up happening is people get out of the cars, they go shopping, and then they come back. What Tesla also did was they made sure that there's idle fees. So that means that if you go beyond 85% state of charge, or if you're sitting there and the car is not charging, while the car is there, you're paying an idle fee. So that makes there be an incentive for you to get back and hurry up and get your car off of the charger. So they made sure that there's an idle fee, which is a good idea. Other than that, it's like, they also were smart to make it so that there's one machine per car. When you're dealing with a situation where there's two chargers hooked to one machine and one machine is serving two cars, the other problem is that ultimately sometimes that machine will go down and now you have two cars that are out rather than just one. I've noticed that at some of the other Tesla stations, the superchargers, if one of those superchargers goes down, that they are very quick to be able to repair that charger. But typically when you go to a Tesla supercharger, there's between 8 and maybe even 12 or possibly more superchargers, depending upon where you go. So even though Tesla tends to have long lines, their lines move much faster because everybody is pulling in, charging within 30 to 45 minutes, and then just leaving. All of their batteries are, for the most part, the 3 and the Y, they're pretty much the same size. The only exception being the Model X, S, and Cybertruck, which, have larger batteries for the most part. But for the most part, Tesla, they have a better network. Now, I have the Tesla adapter. I could use the Tesla supercharger system, but my issue is that when I was sold this car, I was given 2 years free of charging. I put 1,000 miles on this car every single month. Okay, I see the BZ4X is trying to, I guess he gave up and he decided that he was going to leave and come back. But I got here at 3 o'clock. There were already two cars right here. One of them left, so I pulled into this spot in order to use the fast charger. Oh, no, he didn't leave. He's trying to use the other side, so good luck to him, because last time somebody tried using the other side, it wasn't working. But the thing about it is, as early in the morning as it is, there's still people here. Like even right now, it's not even 5 o'clock yet, and basically the station is full. So you can imagine what the station looks like in the middle of the day or in the evening. So the way I see it is, they're going to have issues when winter comes. Now, in the coldest of winter, I can just charge at home, but my incentive is to come here simply because I get free charging. So it's kind of like driving this car for absolute free. The only thing I've had to put into this car is windshield fluid, and I've had to put like 3 bottles of windshield fluid. So you're talking about maybe $15, give or take. Since I bought this car, I've had to put like $15 into it. The only other thing that might be of a concern is the tires. Eventually I have to replace the tires, but other than that, the car has been maintenance free, something I can't say for my SRT cars. My Hellcat, for example, would have used up at least 2 sets of brakes and probably 1 to 2 sets of tires within the first 11,000 miles. Here I am. I'm at 11,000 miles almost. I'm at 10,939. And my Hellcat, my Jeep SRT, my Chrysler 300 SRT, they would have easily used up 2 sets of tires by now. So, or 2 sets of rear tires, I should say. But that's the thing. EVgo, you know, they keep sending me these surveys. They keep sending surveys from GM. They keep sending surveys from EVgo. And long story short, they really, really need to improve. See, the thing about, the last thing I'm going to say is, it's like, when you buy an electric vehicle, it's basically a 2-part issue. One part is the car itself, and the other part is the charging experience. Tesla, for the most part, they give you like a C- car. It ain't got shit in it. It's not luxurious. It's very flat. It's very plain. It's very boring. They give you a C- car, but they give you an A+ charging experience for the most part. Most of these other manufacturers, they give you an A+ car or an A- car, but they give you a C- charging experience because they don't control their own chargers. I saw this guy plug this thing in. I'm guessing he's charging, so I guess that's about it. But that's the only thing I wanted to say. So, you know, they keep sending us these surveys, but right now I haven't seen much improvement because EVgo specifically needs way more chargers. Electrify America, I've seen more of their charging stations. The problem is I don't have free charging credits on Electrify America. I only have them on EVgo. So, you know, hopefully, you know, within the next 3 or 4 years, they put more of these charging stations around. But one thing's for certain, once my charging credits are done, I'm not using these public chargers ever again. Who should be right next to me is a big old Cybertruck. It's like now I've gotten basically to the point where I'm seeing these stupid things every single day. What is this? 5-year wait. That's his license plate. 5-year wait. I like that. Big old Cybertruck. I got this crazy ass traffic. You could stay right there, Jeep. You stay right there. Yeah. It's amazing just like some shit like this can actually exist. It just doesn't make any sense. And my thinking is, I think that over time, I think what's going to happen is the Cybertruck is going to, I think it's going to depreciate kind of quickly, but in the long run, I think that those things are going to end up being collector items. And I think that over a long period of time, they're probably going to age like DeLoreans. I think maybe once they get to around maybe $40,000 or $50,000, I think they'll hold their value somewhere around there, because they'll never be allowed to build some shit like this again. And there's a lot of other countries that can't even get these things because they don't conform to the safety standards that most of these other countries have regarding pedestrian safety. Like, for instance, Europe ain't allowing that shit. Like, they're not letting those things get on the roads. So, only in America could you really have something like this. It's just so ridiculous. And it's sad because if Tesla had made a regular body for this thing, like a regular looking truck, it's like, that might have helped. But this stainless steel bullshit, I don't know. And it's funny because most of the other Cybertrucks I see, some people wrap them. You see all those smudges and fingerprints and shit. Like, smudges and fingerprints everywhere. And I see, a lot of rappers are buying these things. And I gotta say, one of the good things about that stainless steel is they can stop handgun rounds. They can't stop rifles, but they can stop most handgun rounds. Like if you got a 9mm or a 45, it'll stop that going through the doors. I don't think it'll stop it from going through the windows at all, but as long as you're not being shot at by an AR-15 or anything that uses a rifle, you're okay. thing is just so ridiculous. And when I drove it, it just felt so cheap. It, like, the inside of it, nothing felt substantial. It was like the steering wheel. Everybody kept on talking about how good the steering wheel was. And I was like, yeah, the steering wheel feels like a cheap-ass Costco toy. It doesn't, like, it was just weird. It's funny, you have to learn that the solid line means that it's just driving, and then you have to learn that those little blocks mean that the shit is in brake mode. Just absolutely ridiculous. It's funny, I was looking at those other trucks, the GMC Sierra and the Chevy, what is that thing called? The Chevy Silverado EV. They want like $105,000 for every single one of these electric trucks. I'm guessing it's mostly because of the battery. Anytime you put like 100+ kilowatt hour battery in something, you're basically saying, yeah, it's going to be like over $80,000. But I think given about a year or two, when the depreciation really sets in and then they start having to give like massive discounts on this stuff, I think at that point, you know, prices will be a little bit better. But I wonder, when they make a version 2 of this, or if they make a version 2 of this, I wonder how they're going to change it and improve it. Because, see, the version 1, as far as I'm concerned, version 1 is just unfinished, and it's got too many issues. But I'm wondering what version 2 is going to be like. Look at this guy. So I gotta go into Target. I gotta go get some strawberries and some whipped cream and everything. Don't ask me what we're gonna do with them, but yeah, I'm just getting in here, getting my charge. I'm down to 69 miles left, so you know I'm nowhere near the danger zone. But I'm just gonna go in there and get my charge, and you know, just keep it moving, right? Just keep it moving. All right, yeah. All right, so. Just running there. Okay. Get my headphones so I have something to listen to while I'm online. Oh, gee, did I park too far over? Maybe not. I think I'm okay. I really wanted to be where that guy is, but he won't be done for another 10 minutes. Oh no, the birds got me. I gotta wipe that off before I go inside. Goddamn freaking birds. Stupid ass birds. I got stuff I needed. Didn't take but too long. As you can see, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so you got a lot of people here. A lot of people here. The self-checkout is full. Yeah. So far, so good. Got everything I need. Yeah. I wonder what this place will look like during Christmas. Oh, you know what's funny? Someone asked me if I had Connect 4. $10 for Connect 4. Maybe in the future I'll get one. Just to keep it around so you know when your family is playing games. Because for Thanksgiving I'm going to take my Super Nintendo Classic Mini over to my family's house so the kids could play with it. But it only has like 2 controllers. You know? Oh, that's cool. So they got a dart game. With those 2 alien pulse rifles I have, this will be really cool, actually. Maybe I'll come back here Black Friday and see if they're trying to sell this any cheaper. Because I've got those pulse rifles. They fire like 10 what is it? They fire like 30, 40 darts a minute. That'd be cool. I've never seen this before. $10. Huh? That's pretty cool. A dart game for Connect 4. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I'll wait till I get over there to bag my stuff. As you can see there's two LYRIQs right there. Obviously mine is the one that's in the middle, and there's a black LYRIQ right next to me, or it looks black from here. Yeah. So I figured, I was like, yeah, let me get in here, get my charge on, get my groceries. I gotta chop up all these damn strawberries. Yeah, get this Thanksgiving food on. Yeah, it's nice and peaceful. It's calm. That's a good thing. It's calm and peaceful. Love how people have conversations and shit on the phone, and no, they don't really think about the other people around them. Oh, this is like one of those new silver Model Ys. Yeah, Tesla. Another Tesla. What's this? What's that say? It says Northeastern. Oh, G-Wagon. Somebody's parking their G-Wagon in Charger. I honestly, some people really... I think that what it is that the shit is so fucking expensive, but other than that, I don't see the point of G-Wagons. I really don't. It's almost like a Wrangler for people who don't want a Jeep. They want a Mercedes. So Mercedes says, yeah, we'll make you a Wrangler, $200,000, asshole. Or $100,000. I think they started like $130 or something like that, or $150. That's ridiculous. If I wanted an off-road vehicle, I'd get a Hummer. Yeah, we charging tonight. Better to get the charge done before everybody else comes here, shopping later. Lines start to get longer. Better to get it all done now. All right, let me bag this stuff up. Take it over there, get my car. All right. I felt it appropriate just to end the video by talking about what's going on over at Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. So, as you know, Stellantis, which is the parent company, they intend to go completely electric. Now, the important thing to remember is that Stellantis is a European company. The European companies, and most people probably don't connect the dots, but because of the war that was going on with Ukraine versus Russia, they call it the Russo-Ukraine War. Because of that, and because of all the austerity that's been going on in Europe, and also because of the Biden sanctions against Russia that were made due to the Russian-Ukraine war, they've been doing their best to get away from gasoline. They've been doing their best to get away from petrol, gasoline, and diesels for the most part. So the issue is Europe was in a rush to go electric. And that's kind of been relaxed a little bit since this whole thing pretty much started. But they're still in a rush to go electric because the reality is a lot of their gasoline they were getting from Russia. Now, there are other places, obviously, to get gasoline, like Saudi Arabia and Canada and whatnot, but a lot of their gasoline they were getting from Russia. A lot of their petroleum products they were getting from Russia. You may have remembered, what was it called? The Nord Stream pipelines, and you remember one of them was sabotaged. Now, nobody has officially taken responsibility for sabotaging it and blowing this thing up, but we know it wasn't the Russians. the Russians wouldn't sabotage their own pipeline, which basically leaves only one of three possibilities. Either it was a European nation, Ukraine, or America. And you're not going to hear them talk about that because the reality is they've done everything they could to push fuel prices as high as they would go. But ultimately, that backfired in America against the Biden campaign, which I should say became the Kamala Harris campaign. That backfired against them. Because here's the problem. If you morons push gas prices up as high as they'll go, then everything else is going to follow. Food prices, shipping prices for trucking, shipping prices for train, all of that stuff goes up. So what happened? Here, with the recent election, they did everything they could to get gas prices to go back down as low as they could. And you're still stuck at gas between $2.80 and possibly $3.50 for premium. So the bottom line is when you lower energy prices, it actually does a lot better for the economy in general. But these people gambled, they played games, and it backfired on them. And now both Kamala and Biden are leaving office within the next 2 months by January 20th, the inauguration day of Donald Trump. I'm pretty sure Stellantis was waiting to see who was going to win the presidential election. I think a lot of companies, corporations, and even other countries, I think they were sitting back with their breath held, waiting to see who was going to win the election. Donald Trump promises to relax the restrictions and the sanctions, and he promises to relax those things in order to make it so that fuel prices are cheaper. So Stellantis, I'm pretty sure, was one of them. And they were going to base their future movements on who was going to become president. And now that they know it's Donald Trump, supposedly what they've done is they're taking the Dodge Charger EV's body that also doubles for the Hurricane i6, I should say i6. It's an inline six engine. And they're taking him to Mexico so that they can test them because they think that they know that their core audience doesn't want this car. They've taken the Charger and the Challenger, they've condensed it into just one vehicle. They know that their core audience doesn't want this car. The core audience is basically saying, yeah, this is a stupid move, we don't want it, blah, blah, blah. So supposedly they took it to test a V8 engine in it. God knows what that's going to be like because now you've truncated your testing time. They're saying that only the regular 5.7 might fit in there. And chances are, even if they do make this thing, I think they're going to have a lot of problems because for one thing, you've got starved dealers who have nothing to sell right now. All their cars that are worth selling are 2023 models. They didn't really get anything yet, and here we are. It's basically we're going into Christmas 2025. I should say we're going into Christmas, and then we're going into 2025. They should be getting 2025 models right now. But for the most part, besides that garbage Hurricane that nobody wants that they're putting in these cars, and what is it called? The Hornet, which nobody wants because it's too small and it's boring. They don't really have much to sell, so they're in trouble. They put their future on these electric vehicles, and now they're worried. They ain't got nothing to sell. The dealers are worried. You could tell the dealers are worried. If you visit the dealers, you could tell they're worried. Ask them. They'll tell you they're worried. So the only pieces of news that I've seen, I see like 3 pieces of news. One was they were just talking about the Charger, the Charger EV anyway. And they were talking about, how they were planning on putting in a gas-powered engine in it. Then the other things they're talking about is whether or not they're going to save Chrysler by making an all-electric Pacifica. So, as you know, right now, Chrysler has basically just one vehicle. They have the Chrysler Pacifica, which is a minivan. A lot of people don't like minivans because they're effeminate, even though minivans are actually more practical in many ways, especially if you have a family. The men don't really want to drive them because they consider them too effeminate. you know. So they're talking about maybe making an electric Pacifica. So Christine Fuel, it's ironic her last name is Fuel, and she's talking about going electric. Her last name is Fuel. Her last name is literally Fuel. So anyway, it says, yeah, there's so much equity in the market, Fuel explained. Consumers have a favorable opinion about the Pacifica and very high awareness. I see no reason at this point to change the name. So they want to keep the name of the Pacifica as a Pacifica. Now, see, what bothers me is I really believe that Chrysler... I mean, Chrysler went from having the Chrysler 300, they had the Pacifica, and they had the Aspen, which was basically a rebadged Durango. There has been some talk about bringing the Aspen back, but we just don't know what's going to happen within the next couple of years. I think they may have to do that. They may have to have a 3-row SUV. The thing about it is, the question will be, is that Aspen going to be based on the Jeep Grand Cherokee L, or is that Aspen, if they brought it back, would it be based on the Grand Wagoneer? Because I think that's where Chrysler really, really went wrong. The Grand Wagoneer is way too expensive. It's over $110,000, even without the markups. They did do the smart thing, and they built a cheaper version, the Wagoneer, without the Grand in it. And they made the Grand Wagoneer to be like the, I guess you could say, the flagship model. But it's just too expensive. All of these really large trucks, these things are $80,000 to $120,000, maybe even $150,000, depending upon what brand. And the things are just way too expensive. Chrysler right now has been cut down to just the Pacifica. The Grand Wagoneer probably should have been a Chrysler product, because for the most part, the Chrysler product was always more expensive than the Jeep product, and it was more expensive than the Dodge product, even with the badge engineering in consideration. But Jeep, I think most people were comfortable with the Grand Cherokee badge, but now the Grand Cherokee badge is going away. So if they do make an electric minivan, I think, it might work out well, but it all depends how good their reliability is. And Chrysler has never been known for reliability. Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, their reliability has typically been so poor that they are only above a very few companies, one of which is Range Rover. Range Rover takes the cake for horrible reliability. They really take the cake. I mean, it's sad because they build such a nice-looking vehicle, but the reliability is horrible. So they made the Pacifica hybrid, and now they're talking about building an electric minivan. And that could work just to keep Chrysler alive. But if this is the concept that they're talking about, like if this picture right here that they're showing is the concept, that ain't never getting built, So I think what they should do is focus on realistic designs, because this right here, all that glass and everything, that's never getting built. The most they'll give you, they might be able to give you a shape that kind of resembles this, but as far as this design goes, the only company who I can honestly say would try to build something like this is Kia. Kia would try to build something this radical. Chrysler, I just don't see that happening. So the Halcyon concept, they don't talk about it anymore. It's like vaporware. But most people who I've seen with Pacificas, it doesn't look like they've had many problems with them. But I've heard that the Chrysler Pacifica has had issues. I think it was probably because of the transmission. Also, there's a lot of plastic in these new engines, and a lot of that stuff doesn't last very well. That's the problem BMW has been having. It's like a lot of the parts, they're just they're not being smart about the parts that they're putting in. And then they're showing like this other concept vehicle, those big glass windows that look like feathers. I don't think something like that is ever going to make it into production. I really don't think that'll make production. It's like the closer you make this thing to being a regular vehicle, the better. So that's that for the Pacifica. They want to make an electric Pacifica. I mean, right now, making electric vehicles is the easiest thing you can do. All you got to do is have that skateboard battery system, and you have a decent all-wheel drive system. It doesn't even have to be extremely fast. But right now, I think electric vehicles is probably the way to go for a lot of these companies. So the other two things they're talking about is 0% financing. So they're offering 0% financing on the Jeep. Now, this early in, if they're talking about 0% financing, then what they're basically saying is, we want you to buy this thing. We want you to keep this thing. We do not want it back. We don't want to lease these things. And that's one thing I've noticed with Jeep. They don't like leasing the higher-end performance vehicles, the SRT, the Trackhawks. They don't like leasing these things. The leases kind of don't make sense. And I think it's because most people who buy these vehicles, they really want to keep them. When you buy a vehicle like this is not the type of vehicle that you want to have to turn in and get another vehicle. This is the type of vehicle that when you buy it, you're probably going to hold it until you pay it off. And you're just going to keep it. So they're talking about 0% financing. And it says this available through December 2nd, 2024 for vehicle buyers who want to switch to electric. But here's my question. How are you offering 0% financing through December 2024 when we're almost to December 2024 and you haven't even delivered any of these things? It doesn't make sense. None of the dealerships have these on their lots yet. It says this promotion available through December 2nd could save buyers up to $16,000 compared to standard financing rates. Yeah, but I haven't seen any of them. Like I haven't seen any of these damn things on the lot. Like none of the dealers have them yet. I'm on a Jeep Wagoneer S forum on Facebook, and nobody's gotten delivery of their car yet. And supposedly, the builds that had been built, supposedly they're holding these things and they're not giving them to you, like they're holding them in storage. That basically tells me that Stellantis or Jeep, Dodge, they're having trouble with these cars. And that doesn't surprise me because GM had trouble getting the Ultium platforms moving. I think it was at first, there was multiple reasons they gave me that caused my car to be delayed. One of them was that they had to reprogram Super Cruise. For one, that was one. And second of all, I think they had a problem with the 12-volt battery system dying. And I think that comes down to programming because ultimately with these cars, you have a high-voltage battery and you have a 12-voltage battery. The 12-volt battery system, when you drive a regular car, gets recharged by an alternator. These cars don't have an alternator. So the reality is they have to suck power slowly out of the high-voltage system in order to keep themselves charged. But GM was having a problem in the very beginning with their 12-volt battery system, and they were having a problem with a couple of the other systems on the car. So what they did was they held the cars longer than usual. Then they ran into the UAW strike, and the cars were held even longer. So, I think it's possible Stellantis is having a big problem with these cars, keeping them from dying when they're sitting still. And I think they're trying to solve that problem before they start doing their deliveries. Now, there are some people who are going to hold their orders and they're going to stay with the orders, but there's a lot of people who are probably going to just cancel their orders. They'll go get something else. And the reality is, and I've said this before, when you buy an electric vehicle, it's a two-part experience. One part is the car. The other part is the charging infrastructure. So when you think of Tesla, they give you a car, barely has anything in it. That, I would say, is probably a C- car experience. But they give you an A+ charging experience because when you go to a Tesla supercharger, which are virtually everywhere, you can literally go from supercharger to supercharger and you can drive across the country and you don't really have that much problem finding them. And for the most part, they're so standardized that when you go to a Tesla supercharger, for the most part, it takes you about 30 minutes to charge your car, and then you're out of there. So with these other networks like EVgo and Electrify America, there's not as many chargers because apparently Kamala Harris and the Biden administration, they squandered billions of dollars and didn't build enough chargers. Supposedly they only built like 8, which I find is absolutely like, you should be impeached for that as far as I'm concerned. Because that sounds to me like you probably stole that money and you sent it over there to Israel or you sent it over there to Ukraine. So as far as I'm concerned, no, you should both be under impeachment right now. But I'm pretty sure this Congress has no stomach for that. You know, they'll impeach Donald Trump 2 weeks into the end of his presidency, but they won't impeach these people for money laundering. Because if you're telling me that you took billions of dollars and you can only build like 8 chargers, no, something's wrong. Something's seriously wrong. They gave EVgo a $1 billion loan, and I've yet to see more chargers being built. Like, those chargers need to be built and spaced. I would say every 50 miles, there should be one massive charger that charges like 12 cars, every 50 miles. But I'm not seeing it. Right now, I'm seeing more of these cars being sold, but I'm seeing not enough chargers being built to the grid. And I'm fortunate that I have charging at my house. I have the Tesla supercharger adapter. I have the ability to go to any EVgo or any Electrify America. But my problem is for the first 2 years, I don't pay. And I don't want to have to pay because I get to save a lot of money by not paying. So I'm going to use my charge credits. I'm going to use them until there's none left. And then after that, I'll just charge at home. I won't have to even care about the charging stations. But people who plan on buying these Jeeps and people who plan on buying these Dodge Chargers, they're going to learn that they're going to end up going to these charging stations. Now, the ideal situation is for these cars to all have CCS and NACS charging, so that this way they can use a regular charging station or they can use a Tesla charger without having to worry about it. Now, Mercedes came up with that idea, which is pretty brilliant, because the problem is in Europe, it's all CCS. Tesla uses these NACS chargers. So in Europe, if you buy a Tesla, you get a CCS charger rather than a NACS charger. In America, like I honestly think we should all have NACS. So this way, you know, you could get these European cars in America, or you could take a European car to Asia or whatever. But the thing about it is having both CCS combo and NACS would definitely be a good thing. As far as I know, the newer Charger EV is supposed to have NACS charging, the Banshee, if that ever comes out. Because remember, that Charger Banshee was a concept. The Charger that they're releasing is the real thing. That's the production car. So it's very possible the Banshee might never come out. We just don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. So they're talking about this 0% financing, talking about how much money it can save. It's very strange that you see them release 0% financing in the beginning of a brand new model car. Also, I'm pretty sure they want to get these things out as quickly as possible so they can take advantage of the federal tax credit. So we'll just have to wait and see, because we haven't seen anything. I've never, ever seen a situation where they haven't even had a single test drive. There's no test drives. The test drives that they have done have all been closed. They're private. When do they give Motor Trend the cars to test drive and let them talk about it? When do they give Car and Driver the test drive cars? Car and Driver and Motor Trend are going to tell you everything about these cars, and they're going to do it in a way where they either float or sink this vehicle. Now, electric vehicles are kind of lucky in the fact that a lot of the aspects of a regular car, electric vehicles don't have to worry about. Like, you're never going to hear complaints about electric vehicles being too loud. They're not loud at all. They're silent, damn near. You're not going to hear too many complaints about transmission and engine issues. There's no engine. And for the most part, if they do include a transmission, it's usually only in a sports car, and it only has like 2 different gears. like one low gear, one high gear, and that's it. So for the most part, you're not going to hear too much about those issues. The main issues are range, charging speed, and the cost of the vehicle. So it's basically, how far does this thing take me? And, how quickly can I charge it? Those are usually the main things they're talking about. So we're just going to have to wait and see, because we haven't really seen anything. So they're saying that the Wagoneer S supports DC fast charging, allowing the battery to go from 20 to 80 in 23 minutes. Okay, that sounds promising. Here's the problem, though. You haven't shown it to me. You need to show me, like, if you're going to promise that I can get 80% battery in 23 minutes, you need to give me that car so that I can test it at an EVgo charger that's only like 350 kilowatts, which never actually gets that high. Like, it usually is around 150 kilowatt delivery. And you need to show me that I can get 23 minutes to get 80% of the battery. Other than that, I'm just not going to believe it. Then it says the lease deal includes a low mileage lease for the 2024 Wagoneer at $599 a month, and that's for 36 months. This offer requires $4,999 due at lease signing with no security deposit needed. Additional costs for tax, title, and licenses fees apply. This leasing offer benefits from a $7,500 EV incentive factored into the monthly payments. Okay, yeah, all of that sounds promising, but you haven't shown me any cars yet. Like, we haven't seen the car. It's like, I've only seen it in, like, commercials and ads. I haven't even seen the damn thing in, like, there's no test drives yet. It says, for those looking to purchase outright, the 0% APR financing for 72 months could save buyers thousands in interest costs. Both offers are valid through December 2nd. Yeah, I haven't seen any cars. So what they're saying is, hand us your money now, and we'll give you the car later when it's finished. And I know a lot of people aren't happy about that, because I'm on the forum, and the forum people are saying exactly that. They're like, yeah, where's my car? So they're in the exact same situation I was in a year ago, because if you remember, when it was, December 2023, here I am, where's my car? I want my car, where's my car? And I didn't get it until, I didn't even see my car until like December, and I didn't even pick it up until January 2nd. And thus far, the wait is behind me. I'm enjoying my car. I love my car. I think most people who normally would have bought a regular Jeep Grand Cherokee, such as 3.6 V6, or maybe even the 5.7 liter Hemi. I think a lot of those people, they're probably going to enjoy the electric Jeep Grand Cherokee. I think they're going to enjoy, well, I can't even call it Jeep Grand Cherokee. I got to call it a Wagoneer, because it's not a Jeep Grand Cherokee anymore. I think they're going to enjoy it, but the problem is we don't even know how well it works. We don't know about reliability. The last thing you want is to have to deal with Mopar service centers right now. They have like the worst service that I've seen. It takes longer. Parts take longer. The layoffs have made it so that they have now issues in the supply chain. It's like, I can't deal with them anymore. I just can't deal with them. I could go to Chrysler for nothing at this point. It's like, my money is better spent to Cadillac or Mercedes or even BMW, because I trust them. I trust them because, see, they deal with clients who will tear them a new asshole if they don't give them high-end service. But, I'm sorry. I can't deal with Stellantis anymore. I can't. I just can't do them. Can't do them. So that was the Jeep Wagoneer. Now they have the Dodge Charger Daytona. So they got this Dodge Charger Daytona. Says we got this all-new e-muscle against competitive finance deals. Says Dodge is pulling out all the stops to generate excitement for the highly anticipated, my ass. Says Stellantis has announced an impressive financing offer, 0% APR for up to 72 months. This unexpected move signals Dodge's confidence in attracting buyers. No, it's not. No, it's not. The mere fact that if it's true that they had to take these cars and they're testing V8 engines, that already tells you that they're trying to do a about face. I don't think that it's going to work that well because, see, this body that they designed, this design that they have, I don't think that design is going to work that well if they try to put in an engine it wasn't designed to use. So they're going to have to do a lot of testing. If there is a V8 Charger, you may not see it for at least a year or two. I don't think I just don't think it's going to work. And then the bigger problem that they have is that they chased the enthusiasts for so long with products like the Hellcat and the Demon that now the enthusiasts don't want anything that's not a Hellcat or a Demon. So it's just like I said, had they simply kept on going with the Hellcat and the Demon, eventually they would have had those things so powerful that you'd have more you'd have more power than a Bugatti. Like you're talking about like 1,600 horsepower and the ability to exceed like 250 miles an hour. But they said, no, we got to kill this shit off. We got to stop now. So we got the Demon. The Demon isn't able to, really reach its theoretical limits. From what I've seen, it doesn't do it well. Then they have problems with the engines exploding. So they said that there was possibly sabotage on the assembly line. But my thing is, I don't want to have to buy ethanol fuel and shit. Like, I want to be able to use pump gas, and I want to be able to either use pump gas or 100 octane racing fuel. And I want to be able to, drive it over 200 miles an hour. I don't foresee that anytime soon. Maybe they'll surprise us. It would be easier for them to make the electric Charger do over 200 miles an hour. It would actually be easier for them to do that. Now, the damn thing would run out of power quicker because, if you're rolling around at 200 miles an hour, you're not going to have you're not going to be able to do that a lot. Like, it's like the Tesla Plaid. The Tesla Plaid can exceed 200 miles an hour. You're not going to be able to do that very much. But it would be cool if you could, I think that would make it a little bit more exciting. What is this? It says, they have the same offer for the what do they call this thing? The Wrangler 4xe, the Grand Cherokee 4xe, the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. It says are also eligible for 0% financing. So that, you know what they're telling you? They're saying, listen, please just take this fucking thing. We don't want these things no more. These 4xes are sitting here. Please just take them. Now, that's actually a decent sale, but my problem is your reliability sucks. Keep in mind, the 4xe Wrangler, the Grand Cherokee 4xe, these things have been having serious problems for what? They were telling us 2 months ago that if you have these cars, don't park them inside your house because they could start a fire. Hybrids are more likely to have a fire than an electric car is, which is so crazy. But when you think about it, you have the complexities of an electric car, and now you have the complexities of a gas car added together. Hybrids are more likely to burst into fucking flames. So they say, please don't park these things inside your house or near your office or in a garage. Please don't do it. And they were telling us that. That was the story like just less than 2 months ago. It says, offering 0% financing on all new electric models unusual but enticing. It's not just that it's unusual. It's that they know nobody wants it. That's the problem. They haven't had a single test drive of this damn thing. We haven't seen a single test drive. All you're seeing is private, closed test drives just to get basically and you know what and this is what really bothers me. What really, really bothers me about Stellantis and about what is these people? Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. What really bothers me is you would think that what they would do is they'd go after the loudest enthusiasts. You'd think that they would go after people like Demonology. You'd think they'd go after people like Racer X even. Or you think they'd go after like the big name YouTubers who still buy their products and are racing them. I haven't heard them reaching out to anybody. Like if they were to call one of those guys, I would hear about it because, some of them I'm friends with, and like we talk to each other, we text each other. I haven't heard them reaching out to any of these dudes. And people like me, even people like me who have owned their products and have moved to electrification already, we're the type of people that they should be looking for and reaching out to. And I just haven't heard of that. I haven't noticed that. I haven't heard of that. And I guess maybe within the next 2 or 3 months, who knows, maybe we'll hear, okay, yeah, maybe they'll get a couple of these people and they'll go to like roadkill nights or something. But I'm the type of person you need to convince, because if you can't convince me, now here I am, I've been in an electric car almost going on a year. Come January 2nd, it'll be a whole year that I've had an electric car. And at this point, I understand electric cars in a way that I couldn't have understood it not owning one. I'm the type of person you need to go after. Even if, let's say not me, let's say you go after a Tesla owner. If you go after a Tesla owner, yeah, there's a hell of a lot more in these Dodge cars than you get in a Tesla. But we're the type of people you need to convince that this thing is a viable product. Other than that, like, you're never going to convince one of these, people who lives and breathes and wants a Hellcat. You're never going to convince them to go for one of these cars. It's not going to happen. Now, a lot of these drag strips are starting to ban electric vehicles. Now, their excuse is that when an electric vehicle has a fire, it's hard for them to put out. That's a bunch of bullshit. The drag strips want to ban the electric cars because the electric cars keep beating all the regular cars. These electric cars are so fast now until just about nothing can take them down. That Tesla Plaid, that Lucid Sapphire, and a couple of others. These things are so fast that they're running the quarter mile faster than just about any of them gas cars can. So the drag strips are trying to ban some of these cars. So it's very possible you could run into a situation where, yeah, you could have a fast Dodge Charger electric vehicle, but you're not able to take it onto one of these tracks. That could very much be an issue. So for the people who really go to these tracks and like to race, which I really, for the most part, I consider that's a waste of time. But for the people who go to these tracks and they want to race, these NHRA tracks, they may end up in a situation where they can't go to the NHRA tracks. That's going to be a little bit of a downer. See, the reality is a lot of that, drag racing, no matter how you slice it, drag racing is wasteful, just like doing burnouts. Those are two wasteful things. And now you're talking about vehicles that are going to eat through their tires very quickly. Doing either of those things is wasteful. Having an electric vehicle is about not wasting. It's about saving. It's about saving energy. It's about saving money. But you're dealing with egotistical people who don't care about the waste. They consider this a hobby, and that's what they want to do with their money. But as we move towards the electric vehicle route, you're going to see less and less and less of this because, for one thing, the costs are going to be just prohibitive. Like, the costs are just going to keep going up. So a lot of people, they're not going to want to do shit like this anymore because, they're just not going to be able to afford it. And granted, there are some people who can afford it and they'll keep doing it. But the reality is, it's like, that's not what these vehicles are designed for. These vehicles are designed to move from point A to point B, and that's it. They're not designed for burnouts. They're not designed for drifting. They're just not designed for that. And you've got a lot of people who they want to buy this shit because they think that, they think that they're going to be able to do with the new stuff the same stuff you did with the old stuff. You were wasting with the old stuff, but this new stuff is not going to tolerate that. If you fuck with this shit, you're either going to cause your battery to explode, or you're going to end up in a situation where you need service, and the service is extremely expensive. That's what it's going to be. It's like, I love driving my car. I enjoy driving my car, but I'm not out there driving it like an asshole. I'm not out there, trying to speed through traffic for the most part. I'm not out there doing drifts and burnouts and stock. I'm not doing any of that. It's like, first of all, you can't. And then second of all, like, to try it, there was a article, and I'll probably just show it to, add. I'll just probably end off. I really like seeing Cybertrucks and I like seeing them in traffic because I just think that they're kind of cool, even though they're a bit absurd. But there was a fiery Tesla Cybertruck crash in Northern California. It killed 3 young adults, they say. I think they were all men. I'm not really sure. They could have been female. One of them could have been female. I really don't know. It says a solo vehicle crash involving a Tesla Cybertruck left 3 young people dead early Wednesday morning in the northern city, California of Piedmont. While the identities of the victims have not been confirmed, CBS News has learned that all 3 were recent students at Piedmont High School who graduated as part of class 2023. The victims were all home from college for Thanksgiving holidays. The weight of the grief that has hit the Piedmont community was palpable as neighbors began to mourn the loss of the 3 young adults. Neighbors were gradually learning the names of the 3 victims. Sandy Martin, a former Piedmont middle school teacher, discovered 3 of the victims were in her class. They were just great kids, Martin said through tears. I know things like this do happen, but no matter the whys, it's just horrible. The crash happened just after 3 a.m. Wednesday on Hampton Road and King Avenue in Piedmont. Piedmont police said when officers arrived, the Cybertruck was engulfed in flames after crashing into a tree. 3 occupants of the vehicle were pronounced dead at the scene. A 4th occupant was pulled from the burning vehicle by the driver of a car that was behind the Cybertruck when the crash happened. Police said the victim was taken to the hospital with unknown injuries and remained in critical condition following the surgery. Authorities have not yet released the identities of the victims, but they believed to be 2 men and 1 woman. Police said it appeared the group had left a gathering before the crash. It was not known if alcohol was served at the event. Piedmont police said the department's 911 call center received an alert from an iPhone from inside the vehicle, which provided the location of the crash. Thank you, iOS 18. Shortly after, the department's dispatch center received a call from a resident also informing about the crash and that the vehicle was on fire. So, first of all, there's 2 things really interesting here. First of all, for people who get into car accidents and don't like to report it because they just want to report it to the insurance company, they don't want it reported to the insurance company because they don't want it ruined in their Carfax, your freaking iPhone is going to call in by itself and it's going to tell everybody, yeah, this asshole just got into an accident and, come here because they need help, even before you do, which I find that amazing. That we have technology that snitches on us. And that's assuming you don't have OnStar in your car, where OnStar will automatically do the exact same thing. Like you get into an accident and the shit is going to call you, hi, yeah, this is OnStar. Were you just in an accident? And it's like, yeah. And there's nothing you can really say because they're watching you on a freaking satellite, for God's sakes. They know. So that's just amazing. But, yeah, a Cybertruck fatal accident. And right now, Elon Musk doesn't really have much to worry about because the problem is, President Trump's on his side. Had this been a situation where, Kamala Harris had won, these people who hate Elon Musk, they'd have been all over his balls about this. And they would have been blaming him even without knowing what the facts were. So he ain't got nothing to worry about here. But, yeah, this was the scene of the accident. They say, yeah, watch the scene of the accident. I'm just going to try to fast forward. What is this? I'm going to try to fast forward through this. What is this? This is an ad. Freaking goddamn ads. Okay, we'll come back to that.
Friday time.
Yeah, I hate ads.
Returning lessees
but,
planning to lease a Ford Escape for just $239
Ford Escape, $239.
Ford stores.
Putting all these little-ass cheap cars on the road. All right, yeah, so, yeah, this is what it looked like. And it's very unfortunate that this. I'm thinking this was probably a cyber beast, and they were probably showing off how fast it was. Maybe it wasn't a cyber beast, but oh shit, the fender's all fucked up. Wow, the fender, man, they went right into that tree. Damn. Now, and somebody came onto my channel and they were like, "Oh yeah, that tells you how safe Cybertrucks are." I was like, "Yo, Cybertrucks aren't safe. That's why Europe won't let you have one. It's like because it doesn't meet the pedestrian safety standards. I think it doesn't meet their highway safety standards either. So yeah, Cybertrucks really aren't safe. It's just that this is America and we like to be able to drive what we want to drive, even if it's ridiculous to other people. Europe and the Europeans, they come here And the first thing they want to do is drive a Cybertruck or at least see one because they can't even see these things in their country. It's amazing. All right, so that's basically it right there. That's all I really wanted to say. But yeah, we're seeing where this whole electric vehicle stuff is going, and for the most part, the batteries are a lot better now. Like we have
and will
way
cost
better batteries now,
$2,800 to fix
and we don't have to worry about fires
insurance, so you
as
get
much
home serve
anymore.
to save money on repairs. I disagree.
So that's a good thing. Let me turn this shit off. So yeah, we really don't have to worry about fires anymore. Lithium ion phosphate batteries are a lot better than the old lithium ion batteries. When they get crushed, they don't just burst into flames. You have a lot of competing vehicle manufacturers, and you have like new solid state batteries that are being put in cars right now. You also have sodium phosphate and sodium ion batteries that are being put in these cars, and they offer faster they offer longer range, faster charging, and they don't burst into flames. So I would say electric vehicles are basically the future no matter what. Like, people don't want to believe it, but yeah, they're still the future, because the reality is they're going to digitize the car one way or another. And the high performance vehicles, they're disappearing. If you look at Mercedes' new C63 AMG, that thing ain't got no V8 engine. That shit's got a freaking it's just not what it used to be. And a lot of people are upset about that, but nobody cares if you're upset about it. If you're upset about it, just don't buy it. And if you don't buy it, then they're going to stop making it. That's just what it comes down to. But the high performance cars are disappearing. The sports cars, even the super high expensive sports cars, like even Bugatti, they're no more natural aspiration. They're going electric. Lamborghini put out this stupid Revuelto, and it's boring. It's like, yeah, it looks nice, but the engine sucks. So, it's like, that's the direction they're going. That's just what it is. Before you know it, everything's going to be electric. So that's all I had to say. So happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family, and have a great day.
To be continued.